Welcome to Tuesday tutorial. I have had this technique on my want to try list for a while, since I first saw Claudine Helmuth do it on the Ranger Ink website. If you go to the Ranger Ink website, they have videos on there of the different products, and this technique is under Adirondack inks. Since I don't have Adirondack dye inks, I am going to use Stampin'Up dye ink pads, because that's what I have. We'll see how they work. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a page in my altered book that I use for a journal, and this page is already gessoed. But I am going to put a layer of acrylic matte medium on it. I use Chroma Artist Acrylics. And you want a generous amount. And you just make sure it's all covered. Doesn't matter if there's more in one spot or not. You just want to make sure that there's a generous amount on here. And when you are finished with your gel mediums, have you ever had where the jar, like this jar is huge, right? And had the lid stick to it? Well, here's a tip from Dee Dee Willingham, who Ustreams at InkyWell on Ustream, and I've been using it ever since. And you just put the baggie on top, and you can get it off every time, even with it being this big. I do that with my gel mediums and my gesso. Now that we have this all gel mediumed, you take some paper. It can be plain white paper. I'm going to use, this is, I think it's a Russian dictionary, like from English to Russian or something, or Ukrainian. I'm not sure which. So I'm going to tear off some of this white space at the bottom and at the top. And I want to use, and you cover it up, and maybe I'll use some of this over here, because just remember that this is a background. It's not the, your top layer kind of thing. Just lay it all down. So you dry it, and then you get out some masking tape. This is plain ordinary masking tape. And you just lay it however, which way you'd like. And this is an old Tupperware cake decorator I'm going to use to burnish it down. And then once it's burnished, you just pull back the tape. So then you just keep doing this until you've got it mostly covered. I'll leave this part just to show you how it's different from the other layers. And my hands had an accident with a dye re-inker. A dark green dye re-inker, as you can see. So you see how the tape was down onto the page. So I even have some of the old book down here. And I'm going to burnish it with my hands just to see if it makes a difference. It doesn't take off as much. So now that you have this, you get out your ink pads. I am going to use cosmetic sponges to blend. We'll see how it works. I do have the Ranger blending tool, but I don't have very many of the sponges for it. So I'm starting with the lightest color that I pulled out, and just rubbing across the page. We'll just keep blending away here to see what happens. So that's enough with the yellow, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use the Tempting Turquoise next. So I'll just get another sponge here and make sure it's colored up, and you just rub away. Because they're dye inks, they will react with water, right? See how they run? And I don't have a Ranger mister. You blot up where you want to. So yes, this would look good as a tag for a background, and you can add stamping onto it now. I like it. So pull out your dye ink pads, whatever kind you have, some sponges, some masking tape, it doesn't have to be text, it can be plain paper, and it doesn't have to be in a book, it can be on, you know, like Claudine Hellmuth did on a tag, and a mister, and have a go. Hope you'll try this technique, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye now.